Duisburg. And we're underway in the K1 5000 men's final. Excellent to see, absolutely jam-packed starting list being replicated on the water, but it's Fernando Pimenta. Who else leading out? We'll wait for this first lap, and particularly the first portage goes, before we get an idea how the race might fall out. Russell, Moravsky, and Jeremy Gandhi looking for a sweet start. Also keeping contact, Joachim Limburg in the yellow, number 8. Quentin Urban as well for France. A couple of options for Les Bleus. But no surprise that Pimenta will be the heavy favourite, the 34-year-old. He'll be looking ahead to the Olympic Games in the summer. The one major gold that's missing from his palmarès. He's already taken 2 golds this weekend, one of which he had to share, of course. Not looking to share anything, as the 34-year-old leads the way. He has been one who initially struggled with the portage being added in, even had to lose out, so that did not finish as mentioned, when he lost his rudder. Looks to have learnt enough lessons since then. And a pick and charge with James Russell just on his tail, and then it's a real busy quartet. Most are carrying. Only one at the moment shouldering the responsibility. Well, it's a strong run from James Russell. Whether the 26-year-old can keep himself ahead of Pimenta, very much to be seen. He was here 2023, did manage a win, although it came in the K1000 final C. Although in this competition last year, it was a 5th place finish. So James Russell of the UK leading out. Olympic world multi-medalist Pimenta. Tucked in behind. Number 12, Jeremy Gandhi. Condi following Pimenta, who just strides back into the lead. Well, last year, Pimenta, as it was in the Duisburg World Final, losing out to Mads Brandt Pedersen, John Amund Vold of Norway taking bronze. James Russell 5th, as mentioned. Limburg just behind him in 6th. French have come to play this year. Condy putting himself in the mix. Limburg, though, joining them. This is when Pimenta just hit the accelerator. He looks like he's got someone under the water giving him an extra kick. Has a little look. See you later. James Russell knowing wise not to be drawn into a speed battle at this early stage. Staying in contention, the name of the game. Pimenta out first and trots away. Condy, Russell, Lindberg, the four battling at the moment, this very early stage, for just 3 places on the podium. Flying in. Lindberg almost ended up on top of James Russell. Condy deciding to take a route less congested. But Pimenta, once he gets into his rhythm in this field, he's going to be hard to beat. Well, following in their path. Albert Flyer. Simon Oven ready. And Jost Zakaracek. Well, we seem to have 4 at the front. There's only 3, and there's only one reason why. Well, there's going to be someone out of our picture absolutely blazing a trail. That's unless there's been a real shock and Pimenta's ended up back capsized. That was always going to be unlikely. The powerful paddling Portuguese looking serene as ever. Careering his way already. What looks like being another gold medal, would be 3 at Poznan this weekend. Sharing one with Slavomir Vichak in the K1 500 final. There was certainly no sharing when it came to the K1 1000. Pimenta beating Jakob Thordsson by 2 seconds. Now he is in his comfort zone. Well, the battle for the podium remains red hot behind, and Condy's teammate trying to get into the conversation. Certainly might be a clear winner. Still enough to keep eyes glued to the trio of Jeremy Condy, Joachim Limburg and James Russell, with Condy's compatriot Quentin Urban just up the gap. He's got an awful lot of work to do. but he's certainly doing his best to close the gap. Lindberg jogging away. Condi just falling away there. The back of your picture, Russell managing to cover the pace of Lindberg, but that is a very quick drop in entry from Condi. Preferred to go on that left side and give himself a clean run. You can see, despite the hard work of Quentin Urban, he's somewhat stuck between the podium chasers and the rest of the field behind. Lot of paddling alone. Simon Oven trying to up the Celsius, get things cooking. Well, Fernando Pimenta is racing his own race against himself and the clock. This trio certainly know their fight is for silver and bronze. So Pimenta certainly won't be chilly, given the hot temperatures. Particularly, we heard from our three podium dwellers from the K1 Women's 5,000. Said particularly the portage was particularly difficult, re-entering the water and just the heat dead on their face. Chilled, calm and collected is Pimenta. It won't be a spicy contest, but that's how he'll like it as Fabian chases him down. Not sure Pimenta's ready for an interview. Always strange to be competing and chased by diminutive Frenchmen, although Condi was hoping he'd be the one to do that. The Frenchman back with James Russell and Lindberg in the battle for podium position. James Russell first out at this portage. Condi. Suddenly a little gap as Lindberg has just a little bit of grappling issues. Desperate Urban. He's so close to getting into this fight and making it a four-way battle for two positions on the podium. The gold may have already been spoken for, but there is plenty of excitement for two medals left up for grabs. You can see how tough the portage is, because they can fire out to the water, but then you actually have to run the 100 meters or so. Another comment from the K1 women. Just didn't realize it was quite so far. When you're dragging your kayak with you, it's going to burn. So edging towards the 15-minute mark. Jeremy Condi taking his turn to lead out. Russell with a little look, seeing the shirt of Lindberg as the two to almost get a little caught up. Very close. Desperate not to lose out on paddle precision. No such troubles for Fernando. Well, back. And number 7, Przemysław Rożek of Poland. There's that little clump behind the podium pushers. Augustin Vanessa. Certainly a strong performance in taking a bronze, as Pimenta took his first shared gold. Wasn't able to produce the same in the 1,000 final. Well, as you can see, Pimenta having much better time of it. Did make kind of unwanted history. He's struggling, losing his paddle, his boat, his rudder. Overcame those portage troubles to claim a record 4 gold medals in one day in the 2022 World Cup meet.
Oh, last.
Desperate to know if it's the last lap. He's had a busy time in Poznan. He asks, the bell answers. It's a pretty quick time. See how it finishes up, certainly quicker than the other disciplines. Obviously not anywhere near the world best time. At 18 minutes almost flat, and we've already passed that. Just imagine Larsen of Norway achieving that feat here in Poznan. 19 minutes 55 as Mads Pedersen beat Pimenta to Duisburg gold. While Pimenta is assured triple golden delights at 2024 Poznan World Cup. The focus will very much turn to the rest of the podium. Oh, a bit of trouble. He's got caught on the inside of the buoy. And 3 quickly becomes 2. Condi and Lindberg dropping James Russell. Got himself in a tangle. And now Lindberg being given the right of leadership by Condi. Didn't want to lead out anymore and tire himself out. Now working in the Swedes' slipstream. Well, drama behind, serenity up top. Pimenta pushing towards a 3rd Portuguese gold, of which he's provided all of Portugal's medals. It'll be interesting to see What's going to happen once he eventually hangs up his paddle? One-man show, but one that brings golden delights. Certainly heavy metal, whatever the color, every time he hits the water. Well, they know they're not catching Pimenta, they knew that. Likely before the race, let alone once they got underway, but now it's a tactical battle between them. No tactics for Pimenta, let's just keep it going and glide to the top of the podium. Limburg is given the lead by Condi, but now the Frenchman is going to have to overturn the former world champion. But another former champion crosses the line. 1, 2, 3 goals in Poznan this weekend. But now it's the battle for silver. 4 at one point were battling for it, then it was 3. James Russell with an error of navigation. Can Jeremy Condi catch former world champion Limburg? In 2022, he was top of the world. He may not top the podium this time, but as he looks over his shoulder, golden shirt, but at least making sure of silver. And Jeremy Condi with brilliant bronze, even if he might have hoped for just a little bit more before Limburg showed great form in the final stretch. But it's Pimenta, all smiles, the triple threat from Portugal, victorious again. Well, that just about sums it up.
Votes 3, 8, 12.
Monster.
Votes 3, 8, 12, 6. Vote control.
Tranquilo, deu tempo, olha, se falhasse alguma coisa para chegar lá.
Well, you've created a beast, was what Joachim Limburg said to the coach of Fernando Pimenta, and he certainly was in beast mode as he powered to a 3rd World Cup gold of this weekend. A medal machine. The 34-year-old showing no signs of slowing down. What can he achieve come the big party in Paris this summer? Behind him, a real battle for the podium. In the end, 2022 world champion Limburg beating Jeremy Condi. But the sweets of success for Pimenta. Three on the boat, 3 fingers, 3 golds for the Portuguese. Thank you so much for joining us in a classic example of canoe sprints from Poznan's World Cup. Finishes with a flying performance from Fernando Pimenta.